Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about snail rolls. Snail rolls or seed snails are a newer method of growing seedlings and starting seeds. And I've been experimenting with this method over the past 2-3 weeks. I've tried it with a few different types of seedlings and both transplanting baby seedlings and sowing seeds directly into them. And I want to share with you today what I've learned and then also show you the process of doing a snail roll. So here's one example. These are baby petunias. These petunias I started in a small flat and then up potted them into this snail roll here. And they are looking fantastic. Since I potted them in here, they really took off. I also up potted some parsley, and the parsley also is looking great. Very healthy parsley seedlings. And I also have onions and shallots, and these are doing fantastic. I especially like this method for onions. I think these will be really easy to separate when I go to plant them, and it also, you can give them a lot of, my cat's, Zappa, here, come here, get down, you're shaking the camera, dude. Oh God, okay. No. This is Zappa, and he likes to help. He's a helper. He's a good helper. All right. Go help Joe. Anyway, it's working out great for the onions. I have also used this method for sowing seeds. Here I have 2 smaller rolls. And this one I sowed pepper seeds into. This one I sowed some Asian greens. It's a variety called Chiji Masai, my favorite Asian green. And the peppers have not yet germinated, but the Chiji Masai has just germinated there. And they're doing okay. I feel like that for starting seeds as small as these seeds are about the size of poppy seeds. I feel like I made the roll too big, too deep here. There's just too much soil for these tiny little seeds, but they're doing all right. In the future, when I start seeds using this method, I think I will make them just half as deep as this. My favorite thing about this method so far is how space-saving it is. For example, this roll of petunia plants has 20 seedlings. Had I potted these little seedlings up into even just 2 1/4 inch pots, they would take up an entire flat. But this way, they are just taking up one little corner of a flat. And this single flat here with onions and shallots has 200 plants in it, 100 each onions and shallots. So now I'm going to show you the process I use for making some of these snail rolls up, and as the weeks go by, I will continue to show you how they progress and give you my continued thoughts on this seed starting method. So the material I'm using for these rolls is bubble wrap. I'm using bubble wrap because I have bubble wrap. And I have my seed starting mix here. It's It's very well moistened, so I can't squeeze water out of it, but it holds together. It holds its shape. And I'm going to start just by making a layer of the seed starting mix on top of my bubble wrap strip. I'm leaving space at the top of the strip here because I'm going to put my shallot blocks along there. And this layer is about 3/4 of an inch thick. And I'm pressing this down pretty firm just to make sure it holds together as good as possible. Now I'm going to take my shallots and pop them out of the cells. See the nice healthy roots? And I'm going to just line them up here, line them up along the top there. Whoops. That one fell apart a little bit. Okay. This strip I think is about 2.5 feet long. And I'm just filling in the spaces in between the onions. I put them pretty close, but not onions, shallots. I put the blocks fairly close together, but just filling in the little spaces. Okay. So here is the fun / tricky part. So I'm going to roll this up. And you don't want to, you want to roll it so it's, roll it together firmly, but not smash it so that all the dirt falls out. And some dirt will fall out the bottom, but it's easy to get the hang of. And then I'm using a piece of tape to hold this together. And I'm going to label it. Look at that. I love this idea. And I have my flat with the cipollini onions that I did the same way. And there you go. So let me finish up the rest of the shallots and then we'll move on to something else. I have seeds for one of my favorite greens. It's called Chiji Masai. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is a cross, I think it's a cross between tatsoi and komatsanu. Anyway, it's really great. It's delicious. I like it better than spinach. It's super cold tolerant, and it's just all around a great plant. Delicious and pretty and easy to grow. And then I'm also going to start some pepper seeds. This is a pimento pepper. I've never made my own paprika, but that's what I intend to do with these pimento peppers. So we'll see how that goes. And I leave a little space at either end just to, you know, so I have an overlap, someplace to tape it. I found when I'm rolling these, it helps to kind of, push back the soil at the top and bottom as you go. It's a little tricky. But once you get the hang of it. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. A nice, tidy little roll. These seeds are really tiny. Most brassicas have really small seeds. I need my glasses. They're small. They're like, I don't know if you can see that. They're like poppy seeds small. I'm not planting these deep at all because they're so tiny. I'm basically just going to push them firmly into the top of the soil. Where's my marker? I like to use vermiculite on the top of any newly sown seeds. It helps to regulate moisture, it prevents algae growth, or helps to prevent algae growth. So just a thin layer. And I'm going to water these in with a sprayer. Very handy tool, this thing. All right. Very cute. And now let's do the peppers, the pimento peppers. So you can make these rolls any size, depending on how many seeds of whatever that you're sowing, depending on how deep you might want the area for root growth. Okay. It's kind of like doing a cake roll. Except way messier. And I think I'll have room for, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm gonna put 10 seeds in this roll. Way more pimento pepper plants than I'll need. But if I have extras, I'll sell them or just give them away. 5. And pepper seeds they're bigger than the brassica seeds. So I'm gonna plant these about 1/8 of an inch deep. Use my little dibber. There you go. And top it off with just a little bit of soil. And vermiculite. Okay, pimento peppers. Okay, I decided to show you the petunias. I'm going to up-pot these petunias into this snail roll here. I've already got it set ready to go, and I'm using my dibber. You could use a chopstick or your finger or pencil or whatever. And I'm just going to make spaces for the little seedlings to go into. All right. So I've sown these. Let me get around here. I've sown them in a pot here, and I'm going to divide them. So It's best to divide them when they're little. And you just want to be careful to just not as little root disturbance as possible. You will have to pull them apart a little bit. They grow together, but just be gentle. There's a little seedling. Give them a new home. I didn't make the planting holes big enough. Oops, that one I might have. We'll see if that one makes it. I feel like I ripped a root there. But you get the idea. And this is my first time ever trying this. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. It seems like it is. We'll see. We'll see how the petunias do. And I'll finish this up. Water them in. And add it to the other ones. Okay. Thanks again for watching this video.